Next, I want to talk about two concepts which you might actually see executed in lots of places, but the truth is often they're not executed very well. The first is actually to do with a suggestion box, so that within any business or workplace, the idea that people can make suggestions or recommendations or flag up things that they're not happy about. And actually, in theory, almost every business probably has something like this within their system. The truth is, and the big difference is actually what do they do about it? There are two really important parts to this suggestion box concept, which is important to keep in mind. One, that people actually feel confident that if they write something down, they won't be punished for it, because chances are you can generally tell who wrote it. But also that there is a culture that is actually positive, that will embrace these suggestions and actually do something about them. Often, if you have a tool or something like this, but nothing ever happens and you never see what happens when you put the idea in, after a while, people will just stop doing it. One of the techniques which I've certainly used in the past is that I was brought in to grow and turn around a manufacturing business here in the UK. It had a lot of different challenges, but also we were quite constrained on cost and the stuff that we could actually do. So what we used to do is that we got everyone together and we asked for opinions, and we had the suggestion box, and we gave everyone in the business, it was 3 things that they didn't like and also 3 things that they did like or would like to see within the business. And what was really interesting is that we got almost everyone actually filled in their slip and put it into the box. But actually, one of the things that was really important to me was that the entire list, there were 1 or 2 which were personal gripes or attacks, so I did take those out. But what I did do was publish the entire list on the wall of the factory to say, this is what everyone thinks in terms of what we like about the business, but actually also the things that we don't like and the things that we want to change. What that did is that when people saw the things that people did like about the business, that they liked the team, they liked the fact that management was listening to them, they liked the hours, they liked the pay, that was good. And what it helped do was that everyone else that worked there was like, actually, I like those things too. I like working here. But then on the things that they wanted to change, for one, simply publishing this list on the wall showed that they'd been listened to, that we hadn't just ignored some of the stuff. The things that we could do that were quite easy, we just did, and that was fine. But one of the things which I actually remember was that the toilets on the shop floor were not as good as they could have been. And actually, we couldn't afford to change them immediately. But what I could do is tell the team, look, these are what has come back. This is what we want to do. But actually, we're going to build up and save up the budget to do this. But the idea is you don't have to action everything straight away. But when people feel that they've been listened to, in many ways, it diffuses the bomb and it makes them really interact a lot more and feel part of the team. But then also, when you actually go through and deliver what people want, it can make a massive difference in a business. Relating to this is also a technique called town hall meetings or communication meetings. And you can actually call them whatever you wish. But the idea is it's when you get everyone in the business together and you talk about what you've done for the month, what each division has done, things that you want to celebrate, things that people have done well, and actually also give people the honest opinion and chance to challenge you, ask questions. And one of the things that often goes down very well is because it makes the management accountable to the staff and actually lets them look you in the eye and feel, do I like what this person says? Do I trust what they say? And do I feel included in the direction of the business? So much of the task of a leader or a manager is actually to get people on board with your vision, your mission, and hopefully get them to do what you want as a team to help drive you towards a particular goal. Town hall meetings are actually a fabulous way to do that, to communicate your vision. And when we spoke about communication in the past, to really get across your body language, your tone of voice, but also the ability for people to look you in the eye and see if they believe what you're saying will again do huge things to build trust. If you work in a really big organization that might have different sites or people are all around the world, you can still do this on video, and video is much better than an email or phone call for the same reasons that we've mentioned in the past, to do with tone of voice, body language, and actually it will help build a better rapport with your customers or with the people within the business. And actually it's using all the tools that we have available to communicate what it is that we want to do and really allow people to ask questions. Similar to the suggestion box, what I think is also really important, is the ability for people to ask questions and get things off their chest that they're genuinely interested in. And then interestingly, they can also watch your response to see how you respond and see if you avoid various questions. But the idea is that this shows really good leadership, that you're willing and open to have the conversation with anyone in the business, in front of everyone in the business. And actually, that is a good way to inspire the team behind your mission. So both with the suggestion box and town hall meetings, it's the vulnerability as the leader to put themselves out there, but also hearing and listening to people's voices can do great things to motivate a team.